What were you doing before you found out about us?
I used to work warehouse jobs. I've always wanted something more than your typical life, like the 9 to 5. I wanted something more than that. I bought the program. It's changed my life in ways, and I can't thank Tim and Tom enough. The whole SN program. I can't thank them enough of how they've changed my life. For my wife, for my kids. Like, I'm doing things that I didn't grow up with. I didn't grow up with a stay-at-home dad. I had a babysitter. So yes, if you're gonna do it, do it. It's probably one of the best choices you'll make. I bought it at $180 and I sold it for $1,005. And it's like, I don't care about the money. It was the trade. And when I saw it go my way, I was like, okay, well, I'm done for the day. I texted my wife. She was on the way to work and I said, hey, the bill's paid for the next 8 months. And she said, why? I sent her the photo and she's like, oh my God. She's like, I'm so happy for you. I'm so proud of you. And it's like, thank you.
Well, Chris, nice to meet you. I've heard amazing things. So
First off, it's kind of like an honor because I remember seeing you on my computer like 3 years ago before I bought the program. Honestly,
really, wow.
Tim, thank you. Like you and your dad, from the bottom of my heart, thank you.
Thank you for those words. I really appreciate that. You came across an ad, you said 3 years ago. That's quite a while ago, right?
This
You joined a
this
year and a half ago?
was yeah no this was like getting this was a year after COVID, so it was
Oh,
2021.
wow. So I guess what were you doing before you found out about us back then?
I used to work warehouse jobs, but the job I had prior before this, I used to make picture frames for a company, yeah, for like Michaels and all that stuff. So I would make picture frames, and it just so happened I was thumbing through, and I just saw it.
Nice. And you came across it and it kind of just piqued your interest to learn more and get into trading. I know you
Yeah,
said you were looking at a few options. This was 3 years
yeah,
ago, right? 3 years ago?
yeah. This is about 3 years ago. Yeah, I was just looking at schools, watching videos. Like I've always wanted something more than your typical life, like the 9 to 5. I wanted something more than that.
I guess what was going through your mind when you were deciding between what program to choose? Like, how did you decide on ours?
I chose yours, and again, it has nothing to do with the storyline, but it's my uncle. He was in Vietnam, so it hit me in a way that I didn't think it was gonna hit me. Hearing your dad's story, how old he was, coming to this country where there's a lot of freedom, and look where he's at now. And you can't tell me that it's not impossible. If he was able to do it, I was born here. I can do it. But what does it take? Did I know it was gonna get as awesome as this? No.
I love hearing that and seeing your story of how you basically went from that because it is at the end of the day it's scary to try something new, right? You said you're working your job, you didn't know, and I think anytime you pursue something new or great and you realize that you want that better opportunity, there always is some sort of uncertainty with it. So I think I'm glad to hear that you pulled the trigger, and as you shared as well, like trading is it's a journey, but it's an amazing lifelong skill to learn, especially once you learn it really well. And I've also heard some of the great trades you've made over the past few months as well. Would love to hear more about that on the swing trades and option side.
Yeah. With that, again, I've put in my mind that if I'm gonna make these trades that are going to my plan, that I'm gonna do it in a way where it's gonna help me. T-Mobile, I want to say 2 weeks ago, sent me a text and they just and it to all their users that they were gonna raise my bill by $2 for each line. It's $2. I don't care. It's not a big deal. It's me and my wife's phone. But I just said, all right, well, let me go check out your chart real quick. I looked at the chart. I saw a diamond setup, and again, I've learned this diamond pattern from your dad, and I think I've screwed up 3 or 4 times, but every time I've taken that trade, always works for me, always in my favor. But I saw a diamond trade. I got into it on Thursday. I took the exit on yesterday. So I bought the option at 188 and I sold at 1005. The high
Wow.
was 1083. Yeah. I bought it at $188 and I sold it for 1005. And it's like, I don't care about the money. It was the trade. And when I saw it go my way, I was like, okay, well, I'm done for the day. I texted my wife. She was on the way to work and I said, hey, the bill's paid for the next 8 months. And she said, why? I sent her the photo and she's like, oh my God. She's like, I'm so happy for you. I'm so proud of you. And it's like, thank you. I was like, but it was the fact, for me, it was just funny that it just so happened that way, you know.
Yeah. The
Again, like
money is the output, the byproduct of taking good trades.
just like if you eat healthy, you live a long, healthy life. Yeah, and I try not to think about the money. It's always about the trade.
And what percent gain did you have on that trade?
378%.
Wow. I mean,
So,
that's a
and that
great return
was
within what, a few days, right?
within a few days. Yeah.
Can you share some of your other successful trades recently as well? I love hearing those examples and those returns. So that's really cool to hear.
Um, Another one. One of the guys in the community he's my trading partner. He posted in the Swing Channel Starbucks, and he says, "Hey, does anybody see this cup that I see?" And me and him, like, for like about almost a year now, me and him, like, we'll toss charts back to and forth to each other. Cup and handles, head and shoulders, trendline breaks, anything that we see that we know that we trade, we'll send to each other. So he posted Starbucks, and I was like, well, I see where I'm gonna get in. So the next day, price dropped. I want to say like 30 cents. I jumped in on the pullback from the rim break on the cup and handle. Jumped in and I just waited, and it took off. And I was like, all right. McDonald's I took 3 weeks ago. I shorted McDonald's. That one I only did one contract, so it was, I want to say, 105% on the gain. And the easiest way to explain it is like, when you see your setup, when you see that, like, your call, your shot, whatever you want to call it, and you know it's yours, it's just you're trading in the moment. Day trading is a little more, you have to be there, but swing trading is, I want to say, that's my bread and butter right now.
The cool thing with our strategy is it doesn't matter what you want to do, whether it's day trading each day, whether it's swing trading. Like the strategy works for any type of trading that you want.
Yeah.
You just got to figure out what lifestyle and how much time you have to commit each week. And then with the strategy, you can still make money in any type of markets and formats or strategies as you've seen. So
Definitely, yeah, and it does free it up. It makes it easier. There's times where, like, I'm a stay-at-home dad, so I have two kids. I'm either picking one up, dropping one off, picking another one up, dropping another one off, going to the park, watching TV. I'm being pulled in 8 different directions, and what you and your dad have created has given me the time and the opportunity to spend with them. Like, it's not a have to. Like, oh, I have to go pick up my kids. I can't trade. It's, I get to pick up my kids because I trade. This is my living.
yeah.
I don't have to make wads of money every day because, oh, well, I'm in a call option with, Microsoft, and I'm up, so I don't have to worry about it. So I'm just going to take my kid. I could take it slow. I could do my regular routine, skip trading, hang out with the kids and my wife in the morning, and then, all right, well, I guess I'll look at the charts. The freedom is there, and it's nice.
That's awesome to hear. I love hearing that. What would you say is your favorite part of the community?
My favorite part, there's a lot to say. It's like being with a family that you didn't know that was your family. The closeness, the family, it's when someone screws up, it's not haha, it's get up. And it will, we do it in a nice way, but it's, what did you learn? This is how you can get through it. DM me, message me, throw it on here, speak, say something, because it doesn't matter who it is, somebody always responds. Somebody's always like, hey, I had a bad day. Hey, I had a great day. This is what my P&L looks like. I took, 60 crappy trades today. Okay, what did you learn? It's all right. And when everybody says, I've been through it, I love that. Oh yeah, I've been through that. I know where you're at. I know exactly where you're at. Like, when I talk to one of the other trading buddies that I have, Mario, he explains to me, he's like, you're a good trader. He's like, sometimes you're not patient. So when it comes to that, like, when I tell other students, like, hey, like, I've been there. Like, well, how'd you get so good? Because it's something that I wanted. I wanted to change my life, my wife's life, my kid's life, everything. Like, I wanted something different. But where you are, we've all been there. When Cleve says, I've been there, I know what that feels like. I used to do that. It's like, whoa, what? Like, you used to overtrade? And it's just the admitfulness, the transparency, the accountability that people take in the community is, like, beyond, like, what I would imagine.
What would you say to any potential stock navigator students watching this right now, they're making a decision in terms of, man, like, should I join this program? Like, what would you tell them? Because you were in that shoe a couple years ago.
If you're watching the video and you got to this point, you're halfway there. Like, I can't stress how caring, like, from the instructors to the other students, like, how caring everybody is, and how you can make a mistake, you could screw up, and it's okay, and we're okay with that because we've all done it, like I said. So if you're thinking about it, yeah, I would say click the button. It's changed my life in ways, and I can't thank Tim and Tom enough. The whole SN program, I can't thank them enough of how they've changed my life. For my wife, for my kids, like, I'm doing things that I didn't grow up with. I didn't grow up with a stay-at-home dad. I had a babysitter. So yes, if you're gonna do it, do it. It's probably one of the best choices you'll make.
Awesome. Thank you for sharing that, Chris. I appreciate you just sharing your story and really your authentic experience throughout the past couple of years here. And obviously, we value being in our community and really just following the process that we teach. Being disciplined with it, sticking through with it. And I think if people are willing to do that and commit to the program and the blueprint we lay out for them, then I believe anyone can be successful. So
yeah, and honestly, you can't say it any better than that. We're giving you the tools, you just need to learn how to use it.
Awesome. Well, thank you, Chris. I appreciate it.
No, thank you, Tim.